Imagine the son of Atlanta trap royalty. King Harris, 20 years old, cruising through quiet suburbs, minding his own business. Or so he thought when the blue lights hit and the nightmare begins. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just another celebrity arrest for clout. No. Reports are swirling that TIS, the trap legend himself, went straight into full-on fatherhood defense mode, pleading with dangerous street figures to make sure his son walked out alive. Can you even picture it? Ty, the man who built an empire from trap beats and courtroom battles, suddenly negotiating with gang members like a reality show cliffhanger. And here's the real question. Why is the internet losing its mind over this? Is King's reckless street image finally catching up to him? Or is this just another chapter in the Harris family saga of money, fame, and chaos? Stick around because what we've uncovered will make your jaw drop. This isn't just gossip. It's the kind of explosive drama that makes you question everything you thought you knew about fame, family, and survival in the wild world of hip-hop. All started on a seemingly ordinary October night in Dunwee, Georgia. Quiet suburb where the only sounds are crickets and the occasional late-night SUV rolling through the gas station. But that night, quiet became chaos in seconds. King Harris, son of Atlanta trap royalty Clifford Ty Harris JRB, was behind the wheel of a black BMW, looking every bit the part of the spoiled yet street-obsessed rap kid. At just 20 years old, he'd already made headlines for his antics. Flashy social media posts, online arguments with his father, and that unforgettable public meltdown at the Falcons game where he yelled at T for raising him with silver spoons. But this night, this was something else entirely. As King attempted a simple left turn, the blue and red lights of a police cruiser cut through the night like a spotlight on a stage. One wrong move and suddenly the teen sensation, or rather the wannabe street legend everyone online had been mocking, was about to face the kind of trouble that even social media couldn't spin as entertaining. Officers quickly noticed the smell of weed lingering in the car, and a firearm glinting under the dim streetlights sent the situation from routine traffic stop to full-blown headline news. Body cam footage, which later leaked online, shows King keeping his composure, calm voice, hands visible, almost casual in tone. "You're not going to find nothing. You're going to find my guns, just multiple guns." But the shocker came when they ran his name. An active bench warrant from Pickens County dating back to 2022 for skipping court on old traffic violations. The moment the warrant popped up in the system, the cuffs came out. Just like that, the son of a multi-platinum trap legend was now the star of a suburban arrest scenario that spread across Twitter, TMZ, and every hip-hop blog faster than any diss track. T's warnings had been there for years, and now they were on full display. He had built his empire to shield his kids from this exact kind of headline-making trouble. Yet King, in a desperate bid to prove authenticity, seemed to dive headfirst into the chaos his father had carefully avoided. Let's be honest, the internet went wild. Memes, tweets, reaction videos, King's BMW misadventure had become a full-blown cultural event. The public loved to mock him for trying to play street tough from the comfort of a mansion lifestyle. Yet, there was a rare, almost humanizing element in his calm demeanor on body cam, asking officers if he could call his dad T.I. himself. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Here was a young man trying to prove he wasn't a privileged kid. Yet the very act of asking his father for help made him the exact image he had been running from. And as the police processed him, sources claimed T.I. went into overdrive, making calls, coordinating behind the scenes, and yes, pleading with individuals who could pose a threat to his son's safety. Imagine the king of Atlanta trap music, negotiating for his child's life outside the courtroom, outside the spotlight, in a world most of his fans only see on Instagram or YouTube highlights. Meanwhile, the public reaction was instantaneous. Hip-hop blogs framed it as another son of a famous rapper chasing street clout, while others sympathized with a kid clearly juggling immaturity, fame, and a father whose life lessons were being tested in real time. Every online comment, meme, and reaction video added fuel to the fire, amplifying a scenario that in reality could have ended quietly with a simple ticket and a warning. But King Harris didn't get to play it quiet. He had already become the perfect storm of public fascination, celebrity gossip, and family drama. And if you thought the chaos ended there, think again. Just weeks after this arrest, King Harris became a father. His girlfriend, Janie Big Nana Epps, welcomed King Jr., adding another layer of complexity to an already combustible narrative. One month he's in cuffs, pleading with officers and seeking help from his dad. The next, he's holding his own son, staring down the weight of responsibility while the world continues to dissect every move. What's remarkable, alarming even, is how quickly life shifted from viral arrest footage to public fatherhood, with social media eagerly tracking both. Ty, for his part, couldn't just sit back and comment with a generic PR statement. This was personal. Sources close to the family say he spent countless hours on the phone, coordinating with lawyers and behind-the-scenes contacts, ensuring his son wasn't swallowed by the same streets he had escaped years ago. The legendary trap artist turned business mogul had spent decades building an empire to protect his family, and now he was navigating a dangerous blend of fame, street credibility, and fatherhood in real time. Fans online continued to dissect every moment. The body cam footage, King's social media persona, the Falcons' meltdown, the arrest, the newborn announcement, all pieces of a sprawling saga that felt more like a Hollywood thriller than a real-life series of events. And in the midst of it, one question hovered over everything. Could King Harris survive not just the streets and the internet, but the shadow of his own father? Could a 20-year-old, suddenly a father himself, navigate fame, family conflict, and the very real dangers of the streets without losing it all? This night in Dunwoody wasn't just an arrest. It was a turning point, a public display of the tension between legacy, street credibility, and the messy, unavoidable reality of father-son relationships in the world of hip-hop royalty. And as the cameras rolled, the tweets exploded, and the memes multiplied, one thing was clear. King Harris wasn't just a rapper's kid making headlines. He was a symbol of a generational struggle, a cautionary tale wrapped in flash, clout, and Instagram stories with T watching every step, negotiating, protecting, and hoping against hope that his son could survive the world he'd once conquered. Just when you thought King Harris's saga couldn't get any more dramatic, the fallout from that night hit the internet like a hurricane. Blogs, forums, and Twitter timelines exploded with speculation, leaked inside sources, and endless gifs of his body cam footage. Headlines screamed, "Ty's son arrested, guns, weed, and street drama." Meanwhile, the public had no idea just how intense the behind-the-scenes chaos really was. According to anonymous sources claiming close family insight, Ty didn't just sit back sipping champagne in the mansion. No, he went full-on crisis mode, making phone calls, pulling favors, and rumor has it negotiating with local street figures to ensure his son walked away unscathed. You heard that right. The man who built his empire on trap beats and courtroom battles was now pleading for his son's literal safety. Social media was split. On one side, you had the memes. King being roasted for trying to play thug while living in a multi-million-dollar house. His are 15 jokes and his constant attempts to prove authenticity. On the other, some fans empathized with a kid who stayed calm, collected, and surprisingly respectful during the arrest, even as officers smelled weed and spotted firearms in the car. It was a rare human moment that went viral, making people rethink the spoiled rapper kid narrative, if only for a minute. And let's not forget the Falcons game Meltdown, which had already gone viral a year earlier. King yelling at Ty about being raised without silver spoons suddenly made sense in this context. He wasn't just a reckless teen. He was a young man trying to assert independence, proving to the world and maybe even to himself that he wasn't just a product of privilege. But the irony, every attempt to prove authenticity just amplified his T.I.'s kid label online. Leaked reports from unnamed sources painted an even more sensational picture. Allegedly, the BMW incident triggered a cascade of panic in T.I.'s inner circle. Lawyers scrambled. Family aides called street contacts and security teams reportedly increased their patrols around King. One anonymous source told us, "Ty was shaking. He's lived through every kind of street mess and watching your own son walk into it. It's a nightmare you can't explain." Whether that's true or not, the rumor mill had a field day. Headlines implied T.I. was literally calling gang members to negotiate King's release. An image so dramatic it sounded like a movie trailer. One trap legend, one reckless son, one night that could change everything. Meanwhile, King's social media presence didn't help. Flashy posts with expensive jewelry, guns, and vague references to street life fueled the debate about whether he was genuinely in danger or just courting clout. And let's be honest, in 2024, the line between reality and performance in hip-hop is blurrier than ever. Every story, every arrest, every